All right, guys, today we're talking about the OnePlus 11 and why this device is so underrated. It's not getting a lot of love. I'm not sure why that is. We're going to go over everything about this device really quick. I got a bunch of videos coming on the OnePlus 11. It's time to bring this phone back because, in my opinion, this is one of the best devices that dropped this year in 2023. Bang for buck value, the OnePlus 11 can compete with anybody, but where it does beat most people, it's the price. $599 on sale right now for the OnePlus 11. It's a steal. Hands down, it's a steal. But we're going to talk about what this phone has to offer, why I think it's such a bargain right now, even at the regular price of $699 or $799, depending on your storage and the RAM that you get with this device. This model right here, this green colorway, which I absolutely love. OnePlus always has good colors on their devices. This model here, 16 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs of storage, is a monster. This will do anything you throw at it. Why this doesn't get more love, I'm not sure, but I'm gonna try and change that and help you guys get a good phone. If you are on an Android side of devices, if you like Android phones over iPhones, the OnePlus 11 is one of the best choices you can get, hands down, when it comes to a cell phone. Let's go over the specs really quick. If you're new to the channel, guys, hit that like, drop a sub, stay tuned because I have a ton of videos coming on the OnePlus 11, on the OnePlus Nord, one of their budget devices for phones, on the OnePlus Buds Pro 2, incredible. They're building out their ecosystem, one of the best earbuds you can get. But the OnePlus 11, this device is a beast. 6.7-inch display, a variable refresh rate, 120 hertz, all the way down to 1. So if you are using your device and you're scrolling, 120 hertz. If you stop and you're slowing down, it will drop all the way down to 1. You can conserve battery life. Now, we also get the rounded corners on this display. You guys know, if you follow the channel, I'm a fan of flat displays. I do like how rounded displays feel in my hand, but I do prefer just the flat edge of a phone, probably because I used iPhones mostly when I first started getting into tech back in the day. I do like curved displays holding, but I prefer a flat display. But a lot of you guys prefer rounded edges. It feels more premium. It looks more premium. I get it. We all have a preference, but a beautiful display, up to 1300 nits of brightness. Again, 6.7-inch AMOLED display on here. Just a very, very good looking display. Great speakers on here. Now, one of the things I love about OnePlus, some of the key features that makes them stand out, where you can tell it's a OnePlus device, is how they have their button layout here. They have the volume up and down on the side, then your power button over here, but then they have their alert slider over here. So if you just pull up, you can silent it. The middle, it's going to be your vibrate mode. And then on the bottom, that is your ring. So something so simple yet so clean, works so well. And when you need it, right, if you don't know about it, if you don't have it on a phone, you're not gonna miss it. But once you have something like this on a device, something so simple can make such a difference when using. If you have to silence your device really quick, done. I'm not trying to hit the volume up and down. I'm not trying to slide down, go in and lower the volume somehow. Like, it's just a simple, think of iPhone and the mute switch, which is now an action button on the Pro models, but something simple like that. And I like it because it tells you, oh, you got a OnePlus device, right? That's something that they're known for, and I'm here for it. I've been using OnePlus devices since the 6T. I still have my 6T. I've used the 7 Pro, the 8 Pro, the 9 Pro. I still have my OnePlus 10 Pro. And if you want to see a video on the OnePlus 10 Pro, let me know and I'll drop a video on that, how that fares in 2023. This is a much better device than the 10 Pro, better camera setup, the partnership with Hasselblad. And while we're talking about cameras, we'll talk about that. Now, I do have a dedicated video coming up with just photos and videos, so you can see what kind of videos and photos you can get out of the camera setup on here. But when we're talking about video, 4K, 30 and 60 frames per second, and 8K, this will shoot 8K video all the way up to just 24 frames per second in 8K video, as you can see right here. We'll go to 8K. And 24. If I try and click on 60, it will turn back to 4K. So 4K, 30 and 60, 8K, we do get 24 frames per second. the triple camera setup on the back, the 50 megapixel wide camera. Again, the partnership with Hasselblad. We do get the 48 megapixel ultra wide and then the 32 megapixel telephoto with a 2x optical zoom. So it's not a digital zoom, so you are going to get that clean zoom where you're not going to lose resolution. You're still going to get good quality photos if you want to zoom in with that telephoto lens. Now, again, a whole dedicated video where we're just showing off some of the photos and some of the video that you can get out of this phone. But, you know, here's a quick photo or two just so you can see what they look like. Now, Android 13, Oxygen OS, one of my favorite OS on a phone. This thing is basically stock Android, but it is very customizable, and I'm here for it. It's very clean, very smooth. I've always been a fan of Oxygen OS and how they have this set up. Now you can go in and customize a ton of things in here. It is very customizable on this device, but I'm a big fan of OnePlus devices. I always have been. I just wish that they got a lot more love, because I think now we're at a point where back in the day, they always had great hardware, right? Great devices. And where they struggled was a lot of times the photos and the video. Well, they are stepping up. Of course, the OnePlus 11, it's the best they've had to offer so far. And you're going to see why when I show the next video with photos and the video, you know, just showing you some samples of what this thing can do. And it's only going to get better. But at this price, what this thing can do, it's Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, 256 gigs of storage, 16 gigs of RAM. It's a monster. It can handle any game. If you're a gamer, it can handle any game. And speaking of that, battery life on here, 5,000 milliamp battery on the OnePlus 11, a day and a half. If you are just a regular user, not even a crazy heavy user, if you are just a regular user, you're going to get more than a day. Hardcore user like myself, I'm getting a day, no problem. The next day I will have to charge it up. And speaking of charging, no wireless charging on here, but you don't really need it. 80-watt fast charging brick in the box. It comes in the box. Shout out to OnePlus for keeping it real and giving us a charging brick in the box. 80 watts. So 0 to 130 minutes. So when I go to bed at night, I don't charge this guy up. I let it sit. I'll chill. I'll get up at 6 a.m., get ready for work. I leave around 6:40, 6:35 for work. When I get up, I plug it in for 20, 25 minutes, and I'm at 90%, 95%. And it's just a wonderful thing. I don't worry about charging this guy up at all. 80-watt fast charging is so fast. And so it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. I'm here for it. So the OnePlus 11, look guys, a ton of videos coming on this. Now the one thing about this device I talked about, this is a very slippery device, right? So it's a glass back on here, the glossy finish. I do love the color. I like the little subtle OnePlus branding on here. I like the big lens, the Hasselblad branding on it. I think it looks super premium and super clean. I wish it was a matte finish. They have done matte finishes on other phones in the past, and hopefully we get some of that moving forward. But, you know, slippery phone. Throw a case on it and you're going to be good to go. But overall, just a very good phone. Bang for buck, the OnePlus 11 is a very difficult phone to beat when you take into account what it has to offer and what you can get it for. $599 brand new. If you want to go used on eBay, $450, $500 all day long for a phone like this is an absolute steal. But again, a ton of videos coming, guys. The OnePlus 11. Check it out. I'll drop the links below. If you have any questions about this phone, if you want to see anything in future videos with the device, I have the phones or videos coming on this, on the buds, going together. A ton of videos coming because I feel like these devices, this device in particular and these earbuds, they're not getting the love they should. And look, value. I want to bring you guys value. And when we have a product like this that nobody's talking about, it's time to bring it back and it's time to talk about it. Because in my opinion, the OnePlus 11 is one of the best phones that has come out this year, hands down. That's it, guys. I'll be back soon. Stay tuned for more. Hit that like, drop a sub. I'll be back. Peace.